this is a common landing point, okay, guys? So if you're doing this tut, if you're just doing this normal tut like this, the landing point of this tut is gonna always be at the middle of your arm all the time. So like you can think of the middle of your arm as like a landing point. It's always gonna happen. This is a very common isolation point. It's always going to happen. Always going to happen right dead center. Okay. So what actually happens right here is when we're isolated, he goes into this crazy angle here. Okay. And kind of just lets it go, you know? Like, it should be dead center of his arm, but this, he's uncomfortable right now, so he's trying to cheat the elbow to touch the tip, because he doesn't know that the landing point is dead center at the forearm. Join the Gloving Academy Discord. Here you can share light shows and lab with other glovers from all around the world. We have an awesome community dedicated to helping each other improve. This is the only place in gloving where you can get rewarded with free gloving gear just by being active and participating in public events happening every month. I have already given out a handful of recharge packs, and all you have to do is be active within the Discord. We've got workshops, concept labs, competitions, and a growing library of free resources available no matter what skill level you are. And if you would like for me to do a frame-by-frame video of your light show, you can submit your video on the Discord. We're only going to get bigger and better from here, so follow the link in the description to join. All right, Deerface. Frame by frame. This light show was for fun. My track for 2 years. All right. One big goal I have is improving my presentation of different concepts. More specifically, to place them in a logical space which makes sense to the viewer. Okay, line up right angle, finger tutting, keeping hands drifting, putting my flails. Okay, great. All right, let's go ahead. Love how dark it is. Yo, this is a vibe. Yo. Yo. It's like I'm seeing triangles, man. Placement on the thumb could be a little bit perfected, but not bad, not bad. Okay, logic there needs a little bit of work, but damn. I like where your head is at. Ooh, okay. All right. Ooh, okay. Yeah, just a little bit of logic there. Yo, thumb on bottom. A little bit of speed control there with the flips a little bit. I want to see those be a little bit more completed. It could be because of the type of strobe that he has. It could be the speed. Okay, actually, when he does them fast, it looks pretty damn good. Could be a mode thing. Could be a finger extension thing. Who knows? But yeah, a little bit of shakes. A little bit of logic right there. Pretty damn logical, though. Interesting. I have to take a look at that. Oh! Oh, I love me them moves. Them thumb through webbings. A little bit of whoa, his hands are pretty gnarly, bro. He's got like some crazy bends in his hand when he does those tuts. The contact there on the thumb. Really interesting. Front line. Super sick ending. Love that ending. Coming full circle. Yo. Nothing wrong with the intro. Except maybe right here. Like where your hand is in relation to the camera, you're a little bit off. I'm getting kind of scared. Stop looking at me like that. But yeah, great. I could tell that this is clean. If we just present it in a way more symmetrical to the camera, perfect. You know what I mean? I'm not sure how I feel about... I'm not sure how I feel about the pinkies having an indentation here with this space. Not sure if he meant to do that. I don't think he did, because we're going into symmetrical form here. Is this... You know, I think your camera's not balanced, because even your head is going kind of diagonal, you know? So I think actually everything is good, to be honest. So you know, ignore my comment earlier. I could just kind of tell your forms are a little bit off. You know, just balance your camera, guys. Not that hard. Okay, this is really interesting. So we go from here. Okay, a couple things don't make sense. All right. So actually, this finger is on a completely different line. Okay. So when you actually close everything, you're technically cheating a line. And I think because it doesn't work is because you are static. Like you can go from here to like there. Like you know what I mean? Like look at this. You can go from like I don't know. I have to think about that. I don't know. Or, you know, the boom, bop, boom, bop. There's a little bit of tertiary movement there. Or is it... Oops. I don't know. I mean, maybe not. Maybe not the worst, but it is weird. It is kind of weird. Okay. Yeah, okay. So it's weird. It's weird because you're landing there, right? And then you do your this finger coming out. Because now, right, you're trying to force these two lines together. You're trying to force it. Try to force the concept. And then you just land. It makes no sense. You know? That's why it's weird. And then from here, you come from you get misaligned. You're trying to isolate your hand back with this left hand. But then now you're like just completely on top of your light. When in actuality, you should be pulling this light backwards. Right? You should be pulling it. Not like there. You're kind of just like forcing it on top of the light. Totally different illusion. My dog doesn't like it. Interesting. Because like, you kind of go back, but you land there. Interesting. So I see what you're doing. You're doing a collapse down, right? You're collapsing down, but you're bending this middle finger in at the same time. So there's a battle between isolations happening here. You're going down, you're closing this thumb down, but you're also bending this finger up. I mean down. You're bending this middle finger in. But then you're landing your pointer on your thumb. Interesting. I feel like it could work. Maybe. What's happening here, though? Lingering finger. Take care of this pinky. It could work. I'm not totally against it. Okay, what I am against, okay? So you have this trace, okay? But if you think about the levels, this level is different than the level between the thumb. So this is more forward, and the thumb is more backwards. But you trace it as if it was on the same level. So you're skipping corner, while this finger should be going back one line. Your dog started barking because it lied. Okay. So here. Okay, yeah, we're cutting a lot of lines here. We went from this line to just immediately on that thumb line, that thumb point. You're almost there. Ben, you're almost there. Because you got the crazy concepts. Logic could just use a little bit more work. Boom. That's why you're here. Dude, I love this. Actually, Ben will do like 2 types of isolations at the same time, which, to me, could be future as fuck. Could be future as fuck if where you land is like... It depends on where you land, because... So here, like, we're doing an isolation while we're isolating. What's happening? So we're isolating our thumb down, and it caused an effect that middle finger to go down. I feel like I want to see just a little bit more committal to the cause and effect, because here we land and we're turning, but mid-turn here at this diagonal, right? This hand's already moving. I don't know. I guess I was meant to see this line align with this line align with this line. But I don't know. So it's an awkwardness with the hand positions and the rotations. You know, just practicing, just like wiping the camera, like wiping the camera, the whole camera lens with your palm, whole thing. Just practice that. I think that's what you're trying to do here. There's an awkwardness in the form here when you're not fully rotating your wrist. Or will you pause in the circular movement, rather? It is a little bit awkward. Yeah, there's a risk when you're doing these liquid-esque moves with the point, with the fingers all sporadic. You know, that's actually pretty interesting though. Like doing a liquid with like 5 sporadic lines. I don't know. Some of the technology that Ben is doing is pretty sick. Not gonna lie. Same thing with here, and this is because the mode is so strobe. There's not a lot of blanks. Is that the presentation of where like that movement? So like you're in a paused finger roll, right? You're in a paused finger roll, and it doesn't quite work because of the camera settings, and it just kind of looks like it's flingering, maybe, you know. And so I don't know, not the greatest presentation. Maybe going under the lens here as well to help with that. Yeah, I don't know. Just some of the open hand stuff is not really working in your favor, and it feels incomplete. Not sure what the intent is there. But when you go into it, when your movement is there, it looks really good. Pinky to thumb. So you kind of ignore your ring here. Right? So you go from like this finger to this finger, you would completely ignore the ring, and then you go straight to your pinky. Sometimes we can get a little bit ahead in our movements. Okay, from this spot to landing of, I mean, that it's not the cleanest because we're doing 2 levels of lines, but the placement is off. There's some angles. There are some angles in gloving where you kind of just have to like completely throw it out. I think those are one of the angles. There are some moves in gloving, guys, where it's just like, you know, like doesn't quite work. Okay, this is a risk, okay? I think I think because of the genre, like with Deerface's style, like the genre of movement, this 3-point right here works because it's very tut digit heavy-esque type move. I get the sense of like illusions, right? Like geometrical shape illusions, and with like a 3-point like this, you can get into some pretty trippy concepts, right? If you were like a very like showman heavy type of liquid based type of style, doing this 3-point, I wouldn't buy it. I would just be like, okay, that's just bad placement. But I think because of the style, it works. But we're not really playing with it. At this point of the show, I don't know if this is just a misalignment or a hey, look at this 3-point. Let me turn it into like a triangle. Let me turn it into a triangle of some sort and then collect it or you know what I mean? Just because of the style, I think there's you could do that. But here it just seems like it's a weird alignment to just get into. But I respect the correction. I respect the correction going into that middle finger when he does a point rotation there. Like that. Yeah, it's really interesting decision. Very interesting decision. I don't know. I have to try that out. Yo, what up? Cause we're doing this pointer and then we're isolating like that middle back. I think it's an interesting movement. I like the movement. I do not like the execution of it. It's probably because okay, I get it. It's because that there's a level here with the pointer, and technically this pointer is not on the same level of that pointer. You know what I mean? Like it is the same level here, but it's not. Because when we go into like this isolation, we're creating a new level in between the webbings. So we're kind of forcing it. I think. Where does he land? Okay, he lands in front. Yeah, we're forcing the level here when there's actually like 2 levels. Yeah, I don't know. We gotta work on this one. I like it conceptually. I just the way that it's executed here. There's some future in here for sure. There's some future in here. Okay, this is a sick ass concept. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I love that he grabs it too. We're doing like a isolation remoting what's not there, dude. Oh, that is so sick. Grab. The level of isolation here could use some work because when we grab, right, I'm looking for that equal distance being grabbed at that vertical line. So like what I'm looking for is kind of like if I were to just like grab you know like a pen or something, if I were to like grab like a Sharpie, basically what I'm looking for is if we had pretend like this is the line, right? I'm looking for that equal length from that isolation. I'm not even doing like that length. I'm looking for that equalness, right? But because here we're not getting it. Boop, right? Because we kind of close the distance here. Should be I'm looking for that straight. But as we're going, right, we close the gap a little bit and we don't sell it. We're not buying it. We didn't sell it good here. Crazy concept though. Love the illusion. Yeah, and I love this. This is a form you don't really see quite often. Thumbs in between the webbings, the left and right of the right in the middle of the webbings. Can I even do that with the lights? He can go out. He can go out pretty far. You can actually. How far can you guys like even do that? Like, I got like a little nub, bro. I can't do anything with it. Concepts where you're like through the webbings like that, I think very underused. You don't see a lot of it. Makes for some really interesting illusions. Unfortunately, my best bet is probably doing it through my pointer and my middle, like this. You know, it's probably the best I got. I mean, I could still do that point in the middle. Works as well. Pass through concepts, you know. But he's going through it pretty a lot, actually. Unique aspect of his shows. Okay, so I think with the tutting, there's a little bit of floating with the tutting, or in his words, drifting. So in this particular angle, right, this angle kind of doesn't work because there's an indentation, right? I want to see these fingers right at the wrist, So, you know, just making a slight adjustment there. And then this isolation would make way more sense there. But, you know, it's because we're moving two things at the same time, then we're not quite getting that level of isolation here. Here, yeah, it's just floating. It's a nice, yeah, here. And it's a little bit of a duck, that's why. It's because of this duck. I want to see that flat hand, no indentation if can. I like where his mind's at, though. Okay, look. So we're cheating angles here. So this is a common landing point, okay, guys? So if you're doing this tut, if you're just doing this normal tut like this, the landing point of this tut is gonna always be at the middle of your arm all the time. So like you can think of the middle of your arm as like a landing point. It's always gonna happen. This is a very common isolation point. It's always going to happen. Always going to happen right dead center. Okay. So what actually happens right here is when we're isolated, he goes into this crazy angle here. Okay. And kind of just lets it go, you know, like it should be dead center of his arm, but this he's uncomfortable right now, so he's trying to cheat the elbow to touch the tip because he doesn't know that the landing point is dead center at the forearm. So we're kind of just cheating it. You see what I'm saying? So commit to that angle. I would say live in that angle for a little bit and just create like a... Because, yeah, we're kind of just trying to get out of it here. I mean, when you're like, boom, 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 okay, boom, 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 right? Just trace down. Just trace down if you have to and move the whole form. Or boom, boom, boom. You know, you could come into a straight angle like this, and you could even, like, you know, hit it. How can I see? Hit it out. See, it's a tough angle. Or you could come to, you know, hinge around, complete, going to forward square. It's a bad angle, actually. That's tough, man. It's tough. Actually, where I'm in relation to my camera is bad. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Live in here. What can you do? Boom. 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 Boom, boom. Something like that. Trying to go to your elbow here. It's tough. Tough. Okay, this is what I talked about way earlier, okay? So, Deerface got some crazy genes. I'm gonna tell you that right now. He's got some crazy... I know this guy's potentially could do crazy angles because look at that bend. Look at that bend, dude. That's a crazy bend. Every time I see bends like that, it's like you have access to like a more like... You have access to like a curved style within like your hands, like with your palms. Just because you can, you know? Like, I don't got it. So you have access to like doing like bends like that. I want to see Deerface play with that a little bit. Do some really intricate stuff. Like, look at that. Oh my god, dude. That's just crazy. That's freaky. Freaky style. Let's see it. That's crazy for 2 years. Yeah, I would say slow down on some of the isolations. Really, like, be static. Just play with your forms and see what isolation, right? You might have to be static in 2 forms to see what isolations match. And like if you're gonna do something like this, right, it's important to just isolate the secondary movements. Like, okay, primary, okay, secondary, see what lands. Secondary, right, see what lands. See the perfect alignment for each isolation. That's probably the biggest feedback that I can give for you, Deerface, on this video. But yeah, awesome job. I'm excited to see what 3 years looks like. That's crazy. Big shout outs to all current Gloving Academy Patreon subscribers. Thank you so much for all the support. Seriously, guys. The Patreon's got weekly educational and never before seen content. So if you want to take your gloving to the next level and learn from me, come join the Gloving Academy Patreon.